I guess I want to start out by saying that the Southern Great Plains Property Rights Coalition, we are not opposed to wind turbines. Matter of fact, we are very supportive of wind energy. With wind energy comes transmission lines, and that's the main gist of what we're here for. We feel like the fellow that gets the transmission lines, he ought to be treated equally with his neighbor that's getting the wind turbines. One thing that I have learned is you cannot do this by yourself. It takes a group. It takes all of us, and we need to get behind this organization. We need to get behind these men that are frontline for us, and we need to just keep slugging away. And this can be done.
I don't object. I don't object to wind farms whatsoever. If it creates economy in this area, it's a positive thing. But it needs to create economy for everybody, and everybody needs to be treated equally.
I'll just dive right into it and tell you that you're up against it right now. The rules regarding condemnation, the power of eminent domain, are stacked in favor of OG&E. He made a point I thought was really, really good about what eminent domain, power to condemn, is like. He said that two people can be having a disagreement, a negotiation, an argument, and if they're both standing there empty-handed, it's going to go on a pretty even basis. But if one of them's got a gun that he's twiddling around on his finger during the course of this thing, it has a dramatic impact on how that discussion goes. And that's kind of what eminent domain is like. It takes away that bargaining equality that you normally see. Basically, the approach is this. We hire a team of experts to fight OG&E as best we can on the question of value. What is that easement worth? What's the land here worth per acre? How is it devalued the rest of the property? We've got appraisers, we've got range land specialists, we've got ag specialists, we've got veterinarians, and all this stuff. All that will be used in a jury trial where a jury of 12 tried and true folks from your county decides what your damages ought to be. Then we also look for opportunities to file two other kind of lawsuits against OG&E to increase your opportunity to maximize what they're going to have to pay you if they're going to come across you. One is what's called inverse condemnation cases. That's where we go in and point out to the court, look, this is all OG&E condemned in the condemnation, but they have appropriated other rights that they didn't condemn. Now they need to pay for these as well. It looks like our Woodward County trials are going to be probably September of 2012. All this is in 2012. So we're going to know a lot more about how all this is going to come out and work out, but I think it's going to be just fine. At the end of the day, I think the folks who've kind of manned up and stood up to these people are going to come out a whole lot better than those who maybe had to cave in and give in to them. You got to stand together as a group to do any good doing this.
On Clean Line, I tried many different times to avoid getting involved in this dispute, and my friend Bob Gunn called me up one day and said, I'm representing Southern Great Plains, and also OIPA is getting involved in this. That's the Oklahoma Independent Petroleum Association. And I know how you like to make sure you have your foot in the door on those types of deals when the oil industry is involved. Surely you want involved in this. I said, I got to think about that. And I decided, after thinking over the weekend, that he was right, and I did want to be involved in it. Our goals when we started out in this, and Bob and I talked about this, was first we want to make sure and dispel the belief that getting public utility status at the Corporation Commission automatically gives a company the right of eminent domain. It does not. It's not what our statute says, but that is the way most people believe are the facts. And frankly, I think that's what Clean Line, now I know that's what Clean Line hoped to accomplish when they first started. They believed that getting that public utility badge, using Bob's term, that they could go out and flash that badge, and that would give them an unfair advantage in negotiations on the landowners. We wanted to make sure that any order that came out of the commission made it very, very, very clear that the commission did not have that authority, that just because you're a public utility is not determinative whether or not you have the right of eminent domain. The statute's very clear on when you have the right of eminent domain. First off, I don't believe Clean Line will have the right of eminent domain. Second, I don't believe that the project will ever qualify for the right of eminent domain. Unlike the OG&Es, the ONGs, the utilities that we're accustomed to that deliver goods and services to Oklahomans, this line will not deliver any electricity to a single Oklahoman. It's a DC line, direct current, whereas we're all accustomed to AC, alternating current. It will have one pickup point in Texas County near Guyman and one delivery point somewhere in the Tennessee Valley Authority's area. I don't know whether that's going to be for sure in Tennessee, maybe even clear over as far as Georgia.